Hey, everybody on here and coming to you. Just want to make a quick comment on the State of the Union address that happened last night. And this is going to be a really quick one actually on here. For those that don't know me, I'm a coding interpreter. Every year I put out a new edition of the Code Journey. This is the 2022 edition. I'm actually starting work on the 2023 right now. And it's full of insights and things that are going on to help us stay in divine alignment, to live from our own connection with God and to continue to bring divine presence into the world. And that includes sometimes looking at world affairs and what's going on. And a lot of what I talk about in the book is about calling out the BS. It's about being able to see the truth in things and to know where there is and is not corruption and where it's supported. So that is why I do these videos that are actually connected to world events and things that are being talked about. Now, very quickly here with the State of the Union, there are some really key pieces that, of course, Biden was on his normal just rambling, making mistakes, mixing up Iran with Ukraine and things like that, all of his confusing stuff. And you could just see the insanity and the things that were going on. And, one of the things in the codes right now has to do with the proverbial snake oil salesman. And that's one of the things I really connected with the State of the Union address, is that they talk a good talk to get you to take action in the moment through pressure, through lies, through illusions, manipulation, and pressuring. And then they have no intention of really delivering on that. It doesn't matter to them whether the product actually works or whether they're actually going to follow through on that. And that's one of the things I heard a lot in his speech. But what is really, really cool about the State of the Union speech that he gave, if you can call it that, is that he actually is proving Trump right about everything in the process of what he said. In the process of all of his lies, he's actually proving Trump right, because he's now down to saying what he thinks the people want to hear. And why is he doing this now? Yeah, let's drop that COVID narrative. Let's do this, let's do that, let's clean everything up, and maybe everybody will just forget that happened. When the elections come around, they'll still vote for us. That's where his train of thought is. That's what he's trying to create and to develop in people right now. But let's take a look at things. He brought up all of these aspects that said that, hey, people and families, they can't support paying for insulin. Okay, this is just one of I'm just going to use a few examples out of many of them. They can't afford to do the insulin, so we're going to lower the insulin. Okay, let's take a look at reality. Trump lowered the insulin rates, got them down to a cap of $30, $25, $30 on the insulin, where they used to be $400. As soon as Biden came into office, he got rid of that and jacked them back up to like $300, $400. So, when he's doing these things, I mean, it's crazy. He talks about, oh, America needs to be energy independent, and we're going to use American steel in our infrastructure and things like that. But when he came into office, what happened? He shut down our American pipelines and he outsourced to the Russia pipelines. And and he started buying oil from the foreign countries instead of staying independent as a country, which Trump had set up everything. He filled the oil reserves, everything. Biden came in, he emptied the oil reserves. Then you have him talking about, we're going to lower gas prices. Trump had the gas prices lowered because we were using the gas from our own country instead of getting it from other countries. And Biden came in and gas has gone up in some areas 400%. Okay, these are the things that are hitting people. We're going to lower people's cost on things, except for he keeps increasing the inflation. So they want you to say, oh, well, look, things have only gone up 7%. Well, we're at 40-year highs plus in our inflation. Some things, it's not 7%, it's 400%. The basic everyday needs are much higher than that. So everything he's saying is just a lie. It's just words. It's just the snake oil salesman coming out and giving you a narrative in here. And what's very interesting is in this process of making these false promises, he's stating everything that Trump did, which is validating that that was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do to work from our own area to fill up our own reserves, to use American steel. That's what Trump was doing when he was in office. And so what they want you to believe now is that Biden is going to be this big magical wizard, so to say, that is going to come and make everything right. You know, forget about the fact that he destroyed jobs for people to start with. They want you to believe that he's added all these jobs. Well, when you look at what he destroyed and you deduct that from, you know, what he's claiming that he's created, he really hasn't created anything and stuff. When you look at these things, and if he goes through and he relowers these prices, it's not that he's actually done it. He wants to take credit for everything that Trump did. So he destroyed everything that Trump did so that he could then try to take credit for it. I want you to be aware of this. Pay attention to this narrative that is going on in things, because the reality of it is he's probably not going to follow through on this because he's going to be too busy with all these narratives. And once a lot of the elections are going to be passed and he finds out that people are not voting in the direction that he wants them to go, more narratives are going to start blowing up again. And we're going to see it. And we're already seeing it because they're already starting to retract the votes in some states. So there's this aspect of lying constantly, of trying to tell people what they want to believe. And if you can't see that he hasn't followed through on things to start with, I don't know, you're lost in mainstream media is all I can say. And you need to get out and branch out and see the facts for yourself, the charts for yourself, get out of the corrupt organizations, look at the actual studies and the reports yourself, and draw your own conclusions, draw your own insight, get the truth for yourself in there. He's hoping that you're just going to believe his words, but we know Biden has a history of not following through on his words. What he does follow through on is wherever he gets money from. What he does follow through on is supporting the oligarchs in the world. What he does follow through on is supporting the corruption in the New World Order. And so you can't believe what you're hearing. We're in times that you're going to have to filter through this. And it's really important in these days and times that even though we have some good energy coming in, you've got to start looking at it and saying, yeah, it sounds good, but let me walk away from it for a while. Let me try something else. Let me think about it before I buy into this. And look at what's really happening here. If he was really interested in these things, lowering insulin and other medical costs, and if he was really interested in energy independence and American-made products, and they even took the chant. This is an example when he did it. You heard a lot of people, they started chanting, USA, USA, USA. That's been a patriot chant. This is exactly people how they hijack things. This is exactly how they take something and hijack it. So now they want to put this narrative out. They want you to make you believe these things, that they're for things that they did exactly the opposite of those things when they came into office. And so, if you're truly for those things, he never would have gotten rid of what Trump did to start with. He would have built on what Trump did to start with. But he didn't do that because he's got these other agendas there. So now they're thinking, okay, if we chant what the Patriots chant, let's go USA, let's go USA, then, they're going to think that we're for them. Okay, the American people, yes, there are people that are asleep. There are people that don't get it. There are people that don't know what's going on. But there's a lot of people that do know what's going on, and they're not that stupid. And I bring this to your attention because I want you to see this is how they hijack things. This is how they get people to believe them, because there's a lot of people that are only listening to the words. They're not paying attention to what's going on. And this is huge. This is absolutely huge. So don't buy into it. Do your research and take a look at the facts. People are not going to put in motion what they destroyed. Take care, everybody. See you later.